Hey everyone, me Kevin here with your stimulus check and stimulus package update for July 19th. Today we've got quite a bit of good news to cover and I'm super excited, starting with an announcement that a lot of you have been asking me, how do you make extra money during the pandemic? We know that we want to be part of building our wealth, getting control of stocks, building our wealth with real estate, but how do we do that when we're in the midst of a pandemic? Well, today I'm officially happy to announce that I'm launching a YouTube tutorial program that is going to walk you through exactly how I'm able to produce 3 to 5 high quality videos per day sometimes and monetize my channel. I'll give you insights on ad revenue and other streams of income like affiliate marketing and courses like those linked down below with the coupon code SUMMERFUN that you can use, and how you might be able to benefit from staying at home making videos next to a window with your iPhone. Seriously, that's how I started and that is how easy it is for you to start as well, and I will give you a step-by-step tutorial. Check out the information for that linked down below. Use the coupon code. There is a pre-sale going on until the program releases on August 10th. The price will go up a little bit as we approach that date. Now, let's get into stimulus. First, there were some rumors flying around yesterday that Nancy Pelosi is indicating she's negotiable on the next $600 round of unemployment extensions. This is bad for landlords, this is bad for tenants, and this is bad for those on unemployment. Because if Nancy Pelosi, the Democrats, the cheerleader of the $600 extension, is coming across as negotiable in the media, then it's all but dead. And this information first came around Wednesday, and this was quickly debunked. By Thursday, Nancy Pelosi corrected her statements, but I have still heard this information floating around on YouTube that Nancy Pelosi is negotiable on the next $600 unemployment upgrade or extension as long as maybe the stimulus check is bigger. Unfortunately, this is wrong, and Nancy Pelosi has clarified this information, which is very, very good news. I'm very happy that she clarified this information. She made it clear that she is still absolutely demanding the full $600 unemployment extension. That doesn't mean she's getting it, but that does mean that she is demanding it. And that any cuts to the rest of the stimulus package would have to be offset by a bigger than $1,200 stimulus check. She wants more money in people's pockets. So this is good. This means whatever implications people took away was a misunderstanding, and Nancy Pelosi has made it very clear she is in full support of the $600 extension and $1,200 stimulus check. If other parts of the stimulus package get adjusted, she wants to see larger stimulus checks. I hope that clarity finds you well, because I think that is very good news, again, for those on unemployment and landlords and tenants. And if you have not yet watched my housing crisis and market crash video, I highly encourage you watch it because it breaks down the 3 scenarios that we might run into. Now, Nancy Pelosi wants to see the package negotiated as a whole. We know that. And I have a question for you. Am I the only one who currently is concerned for Nancy, given that every time she gives a speech or holds a press conference, it seems like she's talking about filling empty pockets and getting a bigger package? Anyway, this is good news overall, so expect Democrats to remain steadfast on the next unemployment extension for now. Furthermore, the House returns to work tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and the Senate returns to work at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Leave it to Senator Mitch McConnell to sneak in one more sleep-in day for Congress, well, at least the Senate. Although I'm told that Mitch McConnell can't sleep anyway because there are too many protesters outside his home screaming things like, "No justice, no sleep," and "Wake up, Mitch." Let's just say I feel bad for the guy who has to go out like Tony Soprano's in his loafers to pick up a newspaper surrounded by protesters. Anyway, the latest Washington insiders report that Nancy and Mitch McConnell have been in recess, well, we know that, and that they've been talking on one of those talking tubes at the playground, the one you put your ear to and you kind of shout through. As far as any of the insiders can tell, both of them are on board with more testing, treatment, contact tracing, and funding for schools and funding for the CDC. In fact, Republicans are seeking billions of dollars of more funding for the CDC to expand their ability to help fight this pandemic. However, the Post reported yesterday, which almost every single media has picked up, or media outlet has picked up after this, that the White House now aims to block further stimulus money for the CDC, saying the White House is saying that the CDC should finish spending what they have already received rather than asking for more money. This led to another media frenzy yesterday and wild speculation over why the Center for Disease Control and Prevention wouldn't be included in the next round of stimulus funding. And this also comes a week after the Department of Health and Human Services, which is a department that had its director replaced by Donald Trump, complained that the CDC data was too slow. And so they added themselves to the mix of the data collection process to try to speed things up. Though this does seem like the classic government work. When one arm of the government doesn't work well, rather than greasing that arm, they just add an arm. But then again, if I had a third arm, I'd finally be able to bench 420. Mitch and Nancy also both support some form of unemployment extension. We obviously heard that from Nancy earlier, and we know that Mitch does as well, though Mitch likely supports some sort of cap. We know that Treasury Secretary Mnuchin wants it not to exceed what you made prior, and Mitch seems to be balancing somewhere between $200 to $450, possibly as low as the $200 to $300 range. So this is where we're going to see some of the negotiation on this price range. Mitch is expected to release the text of his bill to the public as early as tomorrow, but possibly as late as Tuesday. Now remember, these bills are rarely written by the senators themselves. Instead, they're written by special interests in the name of the senator they're writing it for. So you're gonna see, a bill that's probably like, I don't know, I'm gonna guess 1,200 to 1,500 pages long, and it's gonna say presented by Mitch McConnell, which implies that he wrote it. But don't worry, the special interests are taking care of the writing of our laws for us. That should make us feel a lot of comfort. Anyway, many Americans are wondering about the latest surge in cases and what that means for the future of stimulus. In the short term, it seems that a surge in cases, it bodes well for more stimulus money in the future. And even though this package is being touted as the last stimulus package prior to the election, it is quite possible that if this surge continues, we might actually see additional packages, especially if things intensify as the cold season comes around and starts in the fall. Also, the longer this bill takes to negotiate, the longer it will likely add to pressures to pass something, which means the larger it will likely be. So, for example, if Congress goes to work on July 20th and by July 25th they hammer something out, the odds are it's probably not going to be that big because, well, the sooner they get closer to a deadline, generally the more people are wanting to go back to recess and the more people are willing to roll over and just agree, which in this case, just agree means spend more. We'll see if that's true. It'll be interesting to watch, especially since Democrats want to spend more and Democrats are saying, we'll cancel recess, Mitch. We'll do it. We'll do it. Additionally, many of us, or many people are also suggesting now that, look, case counts are up, but deaths are not up, and that maybe this pandemic isn't that bad because the survival rate is high. And this is true for 4 reasons, but does also create some problems. Yes, death counts are low, right? We're testing almost 8 times as many people as we were testing in March and April, so proportionately death counts have declined. The median age of somebody who has gotten diagnosed has declined from 65 to about 45, obviously dramatically increasing the odds of survival. And obviously, we've heard this before, deaths can lag up to 2 to 4 weeks. And it's possible that in the next 2 weeks, we'll start seeing an increase in these numbers, which would not be good news, obviously, for humanity, but again, will definitely have an impact on stimulus negotiations. And the fourth thing is doctors are finally improving their ability to treat the virus, such as rolling patients onto their stomachs to increase oxygenation to their lungs. So this is definitely the perfect time to remind you to get life insurance in as little as 5 minutes. You can Android pay for it, you can Apple pay for it, link down below. Really easy, it's surprisingly easy. It's a new fintech company. They are so good. And get 2 completely free stocks with Webull. Deposit $100, get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,400. But now, even though the death count currently is remaining stable, we are unfortunately starting to see a spike in people passing away in states like Texas and Florida, and the states are slowly ramping up to prepare for even more. So this is already sort of kind of premature, but it is starting to sound like bad news. And again, this is going to come at the same time as Congress is negotiating the next rounds of stimulus. Businesses in California are also heavily ignoring the governor's mandate to shut down again. The 25-year-old owner of a gym in San Diego was featured in the LA Times saying, quote, "If I had to close again, there's a possibility I'd have to close these doors forever, and I'm not going to let that happen. I've worked nonstop, taking virtually no sick days to build something up from nothing. I won't let it get destroyed." And this honestly reiterates the outrage many Americans are facing and feeling, being forced to shut down, but not being compensated appropriately for the shutdown while the rich line their pockets. Donald Trump blames Democratic governors, by the way, for these shutdowns and insists that these shutdowns are designed to hurt his re-election campaign. Well, folks, I'd say overall, we've got good news here. Mitch is waking up. Congress is going back to work. We know that Nancy is going to hold firm on this $600, and she's willing to cancel recess. We also know that at least Congress is fighting to support the CDC. We'll obviously see how that debate unfolds. In the meantime, check out that YouTube course in the link below. Check out that pre-sale. Let me know if you're interested. Let me know what you want to see in it. Leave a comment down below. And folks, we'll see you next time.